Hello everybody, you're very welcome back to Projectotron, the prediction site with a difference. Now the quarterfinals are upon us and we have the 8 quarterfinalists. Interestingly, all 8 were their group winners, but there were still plenty of surprises so far up to this point, Rory.
There were, yes, and I'm very delighted to actually kind of just say, be back from my ban. It was repealed. It was only a little bit of blood, so, you know, it's good to be back. The thing is, you'd say 8 group winners, and you'd say, oh, that's disappointing, but some of the group winners were surprising. I mean, objectively speaking, you'd say Netherlands probably weren't favourites to win their group with the world champions in there, but they won it. Costa Rica, nobody, not even Costa Rica, could have predicted that they'd be group winners. I suppose Belgium, while you may have predicted that they're going to be group winners, they're still here, they're still in it, and they're kind of living up to their hype that they would make a deep run in the competition, and here they are in the quarterfinals. But it's after some very, very tense round of 16 games, I think we might see the competition open up in these quarterfinals.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of drama in the last 16 games, and now the quarterfinals kick off with France against Germany. Rory, what can you tell us?
Well, I can tell you that both these teams are very, very difficult to separate. They've both underwhelmed, but they both have 3 wins and a draw each. And I think you could say that France have been more free-scoring, whether that's as a result of them having an easier group than Germany, or them actually being a little more competent as a whole. Germany have had a lot of their flaws exposed, I think, particularly against Algeria, who were able to... a better team might actually have ended up toppling Germany even in regular time. Whereas France have seemed to be in first gear for most of the competition. They switched off against Ecuador because they were already going to top their group. And against Nigeria, some luck was on their side. Matuidi should have been sent off. But at the same time, here they are, they progressed. And now I find it very difficult to separate these two, because the one defining thing that you might say France have over Germany is in midfield. I think their midfield is every bit as talented as the German midfield, but they have a lot more muscle as well. They have a lot more mass, Pogba, Matuidi, Sissoko if he comes on, Cabaye in general. Apart from Schweinsteiger, these guys are bigger and stronger than the rest of the German midfield, and that's if Schweinsteiger's fit. We're not sure yet. I think that might just give them the edge. However, they're up against Germany, a team who are impeccable in international competitions.
Would you say we should never write off the Germans?
I'm not quite going to say that because I don't think France are going to win this. I don't think Germany are going to win this in regular or extra time. I see this being 1-1 after extra time because, well, France have any number of people who can score that aren't called Oliver Giroud, and Germany have Thomas Muller. Both, they have enough wherewithal going forward, both teams, to actually get a goal. And I do see this being, of all the quarterfinal matches, I think this is going to be the tightest. These are 2 heavyweights, both yet to truly take flight. I'm not sure it will happen in this game, as opposed to the other quarterfinals that we have left. But I do see this going all the way to penalties. In that case, I see Germany prevailing.
Because it's Germany on penalties.
Because it's Germany on penalties.
That's fair enough.
Yeah, so I'm going to say 1-1.
1-1 Germany to win on penalties?
Germany to win.
Okay, I'm going to take a different tack here. I think that France are going to be able to expose some of the weaknesses that Germany have shown so far in the tournament. Germany have suffered a lot in defence. They have no fullbacks, and any time they've tried to play either with a high line, as they did against Algeria, Neuer was consistently exposed. He did very well coming off his line, but
he had a tremendous game.
He had a fantastic game, but he can't play sweeper keeper against a France team who have an awful lot of pace in attack. Should the French start with Antoine Griezmann ahead of Olivier Giroud? I think that his pace and his dynamism, which he showed basically changing the game when he came off the bench against Nigeria, I think should he start, he will give that defence a torrid time. Him and Valbuena and Benzema together, with the on-charging Pogba probably and Matuidi, will be will be able to wreak absolute havoc in that German back four. Interesting as well to see who Germany get, if anybody, to try and play as a defensive midfielder. One of the problems with the German defence has been that they've been caught out at fullback, and if Lam reverts to fullback, they haven't got another covering midfielder in that holding position. So a lot of this is going to come down to team selection, I think. if team selection goes the way I think it will, if Deschamps starts with Griezmann ahead of Giroud, or even if it's a tight game and Griezmann comes on at half time or after an hour of play, I think that France are going to win this. I think they'll win it in normal time, and I think they could even win it by a solid 2 goals.
Wow.
I'd go with France. I think 2-0. I'm tempted by 2-1 because I don't think France have really been tested defensively so far in the tournament. But I'm going to stick my neck out. I'm going to say France 2-0 in normal time.
A lot of this as well is going to be determined by how tightly the German back four play. Because you mentioned previously that Germany have 4 centre backs across their back four. If they play very tightly, that just by default that makes a team very difficult to break down.
But if they play that tightly and that deeply, I don't think the German midfield is disciplined enough to come back and occupy the space that they're going to have between defence and midfield, which is why Lam is so important in that midfield role. I don't think any other German player is going to have the discipline to come back and occupy that space, which will leave acres of space for, as I say, the dynamism of the French midfield to come in and really rush and attack at that back four, which is very slow and very ponderous, even though talented and positionally very sound. So that's why I think France might just edge it. A lot of uncertainties here.
Yeah, but it's gonna be fun. Come on,
let's go.
There'll be one less European team.
Absolutely.
Well. I mean, I'm not anti-Europe, but I do want to see a team that hasn't won in a while win it. And okay, France have the most recent of these teams here to win World Cup.
But it's still 16 years.
Exactly, yes. Too soon. So, okay. But I do think Germany will go through. And
so you're saying Germany, I'm saying France. I think France will find a way. What about Projectotron?
Projectotron reckons that this is going to go all the way as well, albeit with a 0-0. And then the penalties, excitingly enough, we're going to see the first sudden death penalties of the World Cup, with Germany prevailing 6-5, although there were some hilarious goalkeeping capitulations in that penalty shootout. Including one particular Manuel Neuer highlight that you'll be watching now.
Excellent. Okay, so there you have it. Rory's going with a 1-1 draw with Germany to progress on penalties. Projectotron's going with a 0-0 draw with Germany to project on penalties. But I'm saying France are going to win a 2-0 in normal time. That's the first of our quarterfinals down. Don't forget to join us later, where we'll be bringing you our preview of Brazil against Colombia in today's later game. And come back tomorrow, we'll have previews of the other 2 quarterfinals, back for the semi-finals, third place playoff and the final all coming up. Enjoy the football.